Society, and it's honor to me to introduce our big bro, Dr. Alok sir. Dr. Alok Mohanlal Gupta has done MD at Jamnagar. He is consultant proctologist at Yavatmal, practicing since last 21 years. He has performed more than 10,000 anorectal surgeries using laser, radiofrequency, vessel sealer, and Kshar Sutra. He is not only doing the surgeries, but according to me, he is the first proctologist, Ayurved proctologist, who is performing colonoscopy also. He is honorary assistant professor in SDAMIC College, Mathura. He has attended 7 international conferences, paper and poster presentation in international conference in London. He was co-chairperson in International Ayurved Conference at Udupi. He has attended 15 national conferences. He has done live demo in 3 national proctology conferences. He has presented 2 papers in national conferences, and he is National Secretary of Nima Proctology Society. Not only that, he is our icon. Welcome, Alok sir.
Thank you for nice introduction, Dr. Ajit ji. Can I start?
Please, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Alok, you come alive on video.
Just wait. And again, I am welcoming Dr. Yunus Solanki sir, who is expert panelist also.
Thank you, Dr.
Welcome,
Ajit.
sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
हेलो सर।
हाँ बोलिए।
मैं मोबाइल से कर रहा हूँ तो थोड़ा अभी स्लाइड्स आगे है।
अच्छा, हाँ
तो
चलेगा।
ये खत्म हुए बरोबर मैं आ जाऊंगा सर, ठीक है ना?
चलिए लेक्चर स्टार्ट करते हैं।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू। अकॉर्डिंग टू सुश्रुता एकम शास्त्रम अधियानो न विद्याच्च शास्त्र निश्चयम तस्माद सुश्रुता शास्त्रम विजानीय च चिकित्सकः। एक ही शास्त्र का अध्ययन करने वाला व्यक्ति शास्त्र को निर्णय नहीं समझ सकता, इसलिए बहुत शास्त्रों को सुनने पढ़ने वाला चिकित्सक शास्त्र के तत्वों को जान सकता है। सुश्रुति जी ने हमें समझाया है कि इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच रखना चाहिए और जो भी मॉडर्न इक्विपमेंट या मॉडर्न ट्रीटमेंट आती है उसे हमने जानना चाहिए और उसके साथ हमारी जो भी ट्रीटमेंट अवेलेबल है हमारे पास उसका कंपैरिजन करके ही पेशेंट की या चिकित्सा करना चाहिए। इस तरह अपना आज का जो टॉपिक है ब्यूटी एंड लिमिटेशन ऑफ न्यू गैजेट्स इन प्रोक्टोलॉजी, उसी तरह एक सुश्रुत जी का श्लोक मैं यहाँ आप सभी को बताना चाहता हूँ। शास्त्रम गुरु मुखिद्रोइन मादायो पाश्य चास्कृतः य कर्म कुरुते वैद्यः स वैद्यो अन्य तु तस्करः। गुरु के मुख से निकले हुए शास्त्रों को ग्रहण कर बार बार उसका अभ्यास कर जो वैद्य चिकित्सा कर्म करता है वही वैद्य है, अन्यथा वो तस्कर है। तो मेरे गुरुवर्य प्रोफेसर कुलवंत सिंह सर, डॉक्टर सोलंकी सर, डॉक्टर संघवी सर, डॉक्टर निकम सर, डॉक्टर मुकुल पटेल सर, डॉक्टर जोबन पुत्रा सर, डॉक्टर सुभाष चंद्र वासरे सर, इन सभी गुरुवर्य से मैं काफी चीजें सीखा हूँ, उनको मैं नमन करता हूँ। उनके वजह से मैं आज जो डेवलप हुआ वो आप सभी लोगों के साथ मैं शेयर करने जा रहा हूँ। इन प्रोक्टोलॉजी बिसाइड क्षार कर्म, क्षार सूत्र एंड अग्नि कर्म, many new gadgets are invented and used. They are having beauty and limitation, which will be discussed here. In which first is infrared coagulator. Mode of action of infrared coagulator. Converting infrared light into heat, which will cause coagulation of tissue protein, which will again cause water evaporation and issue formation. Ultimately, scarring and fibrosis of piles occur. This instrument is useful in first and second degree of internal piles. This device creates an intense infralight which causes scar tissue and cuts off the blood supply to piles and fibrosis occur. Only one piles can be treated at a time. Other may be treated after 2 weeks. This procedure very simple, quick and easy to learn and use. Takes only seconds to perform. Instant coagulation occur even in wet field also. less pain, fewer complications than rubber band ligation. These are the benefits of infrared coagulator. Now we can now we will see limitation of this instrument. It is not useful in third and fourth degree of piles. Multiple sitting required and not useful in external piles. So these are the limitation of infrared coagulator. Now the second device is CO2 laser. Wavelength of CO2 laser is 10,600 nanometer. Operating modes are continuous mode, pulse mode, and super pulse mode or ultra pulse mode. These are the facility in CO2 laser. Benefits of this CO2 laser is less adjacent tissue damage, bloodless surgery, less scarring, precisely controlled surgery, safe and effective recovery. These are the benefits of CO2 laser machine. Limitation of CO2 laser. Limited application in proctological surgery, good cutting effect but poor coagulation. Limited mobility of machine. This machine is very heavy and very large. So mobility of machine is limited. Limited access in the anal canal. This machine is having articulated arm which is not introduced in anal canal. So there is limited access in the anal canal. These are the limitation of CO2 laser machine. Next machine is radio frequency machine. In radio frequency machine, we are getting 4 facilities. First is cut mode, second is cut and coagulation mode, third is coagulation mode, and fourth is fulguration mode. The mechanism of action in this machine is when we put electrode of this machine on tissue, then there is formation of heat which achieve level up to 60 to 100 degree centigrade, due to which volatilization of the tissue get occurred, by which we can get cut coagulation and coagulation mode, even fulguration of the large tumor also we can get by this machine. Beauty or benefits of this machine is multiple uses in proctology, equally effective for cutting and coagulation. This is portable machine, very cost effective treatment, easy anal canal access due to available electrodes, and faster healing due to very minimal damage of the tissue. Now we will see the small video of radio frequency machine. We are ablating hypertrophic anal papilla by the ball electrode of radio frequency machine. Can you appreciate video?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Clearly.
Okay. Now another machine is Doppler guided hemorrhoidal artery ligation with rectoanal repair. In 1995, Moringa et al. Described this method based on hemorrhoidal artery ligation, guided by the Doppler flow meter by preserving hemorrhoidal plexuses and overlying mucosa. It is useful in second and third degree hemorrhoids. These are the parts of Doppler guided hemorrhoidal artery. In this machine, special design slit proctoscope is used in this machine, which is having Doppler at its tip. In figure, hemorrhoidal artery ligation is shown, and in second figure, rectoanal repair is shown. The hemorrhoidal artery procedure, the hemorrhoidal arteries were detected with the Doppler flow meter device built into the proctoscope and ligated with 2-0 absorbable suture on 5/8 needle using double stitch, that is figure of 8 method. It is described by Chair Il et al. Beauty of this machine is no dissection, only ligation, preserving anatomy and physiology of anal canal, no chance of fecal incontinence, less bleeding, less pain. Limitation: this instrument is very costly, round about 8.5 lakhs is the cost of this instrument. So costly treatment because instrument is costly and sensor is having limited use. Not useful in 4-degree piles. Recurrence rate is up to 20 degree in long term. These are the limitation of hemorrhoidal artery ligation, Doppler guided hemorrhoidal artery ligation. Now next instrument or machine is diode laser. Diode laser are having two models. One is 980 nanometer model and second is 1417 nanometer model.
Alok sir, excuse me.
Yes,
Just
yes,
give me a
Girish.
5 minute. YouTube live is not working. Just I am setting it. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Please, sir, please.
पण रेकॉर्डिंग नंतर अपलोड करूत ना.
1 मिनिट सर, झालं तर ठीक आहे. नाही होत आहे. गूगल कडनं काही इश्यू येत आहे. साइनिंग.
हेलो गिरीश जी.
हाँ सर. सर प्लीज
जब
कंटिन्यू
तक-
करो. ये नहीं हो रहा है.
कंटिन्यू करो या तो बीच में किसी को क्वेश्चन आंसर है और अदर डिस्कशन होगा तो सोलंकी सर को थोड़ा अनम्यूट कर दीजिए, डिस्कशन कर लेते, जैसा आप बोलेंगे.
हाँ नहीं.
नहीं अपन कंटिन्यू करके जो है तो अपन ये हो जाएगा.
लास्ट ट्राई.
ओके ओके, आप बताइए तब मैं शुरू करता हूँ फिर.
एक बस एकच मिनिट सर. एकच मिनिट. नहीं ओके आलोक सर कंटिन्यू करो. ये बाद में रिकॉर्डिंग वो अपलोड कर देंगे यूट्यूब पे.
ओके
प्लीज
Okay,
प्लीज प्लीज.
ओके. In diode laser machine, the laser rays are transmitted by or travel by fibers. The types of fibers are three types. First is bare fiber. By bare fiber, the rays emits are straight. Second is conical fibers. Bare fiber is used for excision of sentinel piles or sphincterotomy. And second is conical fiber. In conical fiber, rays are emitted as in fan shape manner. So it is used in to ablate the pile mass. Conical fiber is used for pile mass. Third fiber is radial fiber. Radial fiber emits laser rays radially in 360 degree. So it is used in fistula in ano and pilonidal sinus. These are the three types of fibers. The use of diode laser in proctology provides excellent cutting coagulation control by limiting thermal damage to surrounding tissue and reducing post-operative pain. The diode laser can also be used for dermatological anal and perianal diseases like condylomas by vaporizing and coagulating the lesions. Benefits of this diode laser is less invasive, less painful, less bleeding, less trauma, faster healing, does not cause scar, can be treated in ambulatory condition. Even in local anesthesia also we can perform a procedure by diode laser. Now we will see the video of diode laser. This is a case of hemorrhoids, second degree hemorrhoids, where ligating hemorrhoidal artery by 20 Vicryl rapid. Now we are passing the radial fiber, bare fiber, and coagulating the hemorrhoid. This procedure is called laser hemorrhoidoplasty. गजानन जी वीडियो क्लियर है?
एकदम क्लियर है.
ओके, थैंक यू. Now use of laser in fistula in ano. This is anterior fistula in female patient. Have you appreciate red glue of the light of laser rays? This fistula is treated by two mixed method. One is window method and second is distal part is ablated by laser. Now the next machine is vessel sealer machine. The vessel sealing system allows complete coagulation of blood vessels up to 7 mm in diameter while confirming the thermal spread to within a 2 mm of adjacent tissue. The advantage has been extended to the excision of hemorrhoids as it allows fast bloodless dissection with minimal collateral thermal damage. Beauty or benefit of vessel sealer is very minimal blood loss, less post-operative pain, reduced post-operative time, hence feasible and time saving for surgeon. Limitations are in some patients, delayed healing in some patients, anal stenosis in some patients of interexternal piles. So if we can take precaution while treating hemorrhoids, if we can put proper bridges in between, then it can be overcome the complication of stenosis. Now we will see the small video of vessel sealer. The hypertrophic anal papilla is excised bloodless by vessel sealer. The next instrument is harmonic scalpel. The harmonic scalpel is surgical instrument used to simultaneously cutting and cauterize tissue. The harmonic uses ultrasonic vibration instead of electric current to cut and cauterize. The scalpel surface cuts through tissue by vibrating in the range of 55,000 Hz. These are the parts of harmonic scalpel. It is used in open surgery and in laparoscopic surgery also. Benefits of this machine or BTO of this machine: more precise cutting, very less bleeding, faster recovery due to less lateral thermal damage. Limitation only is this machine is very costly. Now Fixigen. The Fixigen instrument enables the circumferential tissue removal to treat simple anal fistulas. This is done in just a few simple steps. First step is probing of the fistula tract. Second, compression of affected tissue by insertion of guide. Third, tissue removal of the complete circumferential of the fistula tract by cutting alongside the guide. A circular excision of the fistula's epithelium is possible for simple anal fistula with a length up to 5 cm. The Fixigen instrument is provided as complete sterile instrument set, which consists of following parts. First is guide in figure. First is guide. Second is circular blade. Third is probe, and fourth is base plate. These are the steps. First is insertion of guide with probe through the anal fistula. Second is disconnect probe from guide and connect the base plate with the inserted guide. Third step, circular excision of fistula's epithelium by rotating and pushing the circular blade forward. Last step, remove the base plate and pull out the guide and circular blade from the anal fistula. Now we will see the small video of Fixigen. This is also used in straight fistula, mostly anterior fistulas. Now we are cutting the fistula tract or excising the fistula tract by Fixigen. After coring of the fistula, this is the specimen of fistula tract. Next is Raffalo procedure. This is very new procedure for us. I am not using this machine, but due to interest of all people, I am showing this video here. Raffalo means radio frequency ablation of hemorrhoids under local anesthesia. These are the steps, 4 steps in Raffalo. This is the intravenous radio frequency device which is used for Raffalo procedure. This is animated video which will show gradation of piles. This is first grade hemorrhoid. This is second grade hemorrhoid. This is third grade hemorrhoid. This is fourth grade hemorrhoid. Now anoscope is inserted and plug is removed. Apply anesthetic local solution at the base of hemorrhoids, which will cause separation of vascular part from muscle. Now insert SPR 45I probe into the hemorrhoids. During procedure, hold the probe in the center of the intestine or anal canal away from the muscular layer. When needle is inserted, turn away the hemorrhoids. Continuous RF energy is being administered into the hemorrhoids for coagulation. Now you can appreciate pile mass is coagulated by electrode. Now remaining parts also coagulated by the tip of the surface. Cool down treated area with cold wet gauze. Within 3 days, it will fibrose, and within 6 days, it will get necrose. Necrotic tissue become exfoliated and wound is formed at former hemorrhoidal tissue. This area will be become a scar and become covered with mucous membrane. Benefits of this machine: quick relief of symptoms, mild bleeding, only performed in local anesthesia, fast return to daily activity, easy and quick procedure, clinically proven result, high patient satisfaction, and economic. This is the last instrument in this our presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alok sir.
Thank you, Giriji.
So wonderful, so nice. Step by step, you have elaborated all the instruments. Today, I request our panelist, Dr. Solanki sir, to please enlighten on the subject. Dr. Solanki sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Girish Daga. Thank you, Dr. Alok, for a very good presentation. And I have seen this presentation sometime else also. And I'm very glad about Dr. Alok that except the last Raffaello instrument, he was frank enough to admit that Raffaello he is not using, etc. And these are the ultra-modern, technically developed instrument used in proctology. And Dr. Alok is very good at these instruments, and he is using himself also. Not only that, you know, I know 2 or 3 more facts about Dr. Alok Gupta, which I think Dr. Ajit Khalkar during introduction has not mentioned, but I will mention here that not only he is good at using these instruments, but Dr. Alok Gupta is equally aware that which instrument of which company is better, what is the cost effective way of handling these instruments, one thing. And important thing, and I feel very good about Dr. Alok Gupta is he is very good aware that where it should not be used. Remember, all these ultra technical instruments are very good in proctology, but a surgeon should be aware, a proctologist should be aware कि कहाँ उसका इस्तेमाल नहीं करना है. These are the fancy instruments, and so many times patients come to us कि भाई laser करना है, and even patient is not aware laser किसको बोलते हैं. There are instances in rural area where a simply bipolar cautery machine was shown to the patient कि ये laser machine है, and patient खुश होके चला गया कि ये use किया है. So many things happen, but one thing you should remember that it's very difficult to become equally potent like Dr. Alok Gupta, but I would advise a word of caution. All these instruments are dudhari talwar. In inexperienced hand, the person who is not having the proper knowledge of this instrument, this will work havoc. And if a person is really well aware, he has studied the instruments, he knows proper indication, these instruments play real wonder. And I am proud about Dr. Alok Gupta that he is doing so by using these instruments. And Dr. Girish, Dr. Gajan Dhadve and Nima, it was a prudent decision to put this presentation here because our proctology should be aware of these instruments and its uses. And I think we can throw open the session for any communication and question answer if participants are ready.
Yes, sir. Rightly said, sir, that many of time it happens that by showing a radio frequency or simply a gynec cautery, people used to say this is a laser to a patient, and patient get misguided it. So it's for a proctologist also, it's a very useful session, and Dr. Alok sir has really elaborated the things very to the systematic way, to the point. So I request Dr. Gajanand Dhadve sir, if you have a question in chat box, please put the question.
Is it necessary to take a Hall hemorrhoidal artery ligation stitch in laser hemorrhoidoplasty, sir? From Dr. Praveen Sahave, Nagpur.
Yes, by taking hemorrhoidal artery ligation stitch, we can obstruct or stop the blood supply to the pile mass. There are some other method also. We can use spray laser on spray mode at apex of the pile mass. This method is also using some surgeon, but I am comfortable with this method, and scientifically I feel this method is better because you are ligating hemorrhoidal artery. So you are stopping blood supply to or feeding vessel. You should stop the feeding vessel. This is proper way. So I am doing hemorrhoidal artery ligation. It is very important to ligate the hemorrhoidal artery.
Cost of Raffaello machine.
It is costing about 10 lakh. But if you are having a diode laser, you don't take that machine.
Drawback of laser.
Pardon?
Drawback.
Drawbacks of laser
Drawback.
or limitation of laser.
Limitations of laser. In fistula, HELAC or other methods are having some recurrence rate. These are the drawbacks, and even it is costly machine. These are the two drawbacks, I think. Other in fissure and piles, it is very good machine.
When a lumen is big size or size more, in such condition has to be problematic. Sorry, laser is not useful.
In case of over dilated anus, this laser machine can be used or it has any use.
In which condition, Girish?
If a anal is over dilated,
Okay.
the tone is not that much good.
Lax sphincter.
Lax sphincter.
Lax sphincter.
In
Yes.
that condition, laser has any role or it has any limitation to use?
In lax sphincter, but patient is having suppose piles. You don't do sphincterotomy, but you can treat piles. If patient is having chronic fissure, you can do fissurectomy by laser. But in lax sphincter, role of laser is not there. You have to repair the sphincter, or you have to take tear stitch. You want, if correction of lax sphincter, it is not indicated by laser.
Yes.
There is someone who wants to talk directly to Dr. Alok. Can we unmute him?
Vandar.
Dr. Ajit.
Yes.
Yeah, I can add a few words in case of laser question. As Alok sir explained, if the question was that where laser is useful in dilated anus or not, right? What procedure do you want to do? It is necessary. If you want to do hemorrhoidoplasty, then it's okay, you can do it. But you can't do, as Alok sir said, you can't do their sphincterotomy. That's all. And according to me, fourth degree hemorrhoids, I'm not using laser in fourth degree hemorrhoid for hemorrhoidoplasty, but we can excise that thrombosed pile mass with the help of laser with bare fiber also.
Yes.
Dr. Manish Dhuri is asking, why there is recurrence in fistula?
Recurrence in fistula. Basic
I think he is
principle
not asking complete question. I think he is asking about laser application.
No, with laser, in all procedure there is recurrence.
Why there is a recurrence in fistula?
There is recurrence, but in PHYLAC method, it is up to 10 to 20% or above 20%. But we are using two methods at a time. I have shown you, I have done window method, and along with window method, I have used laser machine. Basic principle of fistula treatment is 3D. you have to disconnect the tract, you have to deepithelize the tract, and you have to drain the tract or drain the abscess cavity. These are the three principles. By any method, there is a recurrence rate. Not in laser, in all procedure, there is recurrence rate.
Ajay Sringarpur is asking why piles mass is not properly shrinkage in 3rd and 4th degree hemorrhoids.
Shrinkage in 3rd and 4th degree hemorrhoids.
With laser.
With
With
laser.
laser. There is not shrinkage of piles on the table.
Why
it will
pile
regress.
why pile mass is not properly shrinkage in 3rd and 4th degree hemorrhoids? It takes at least 1 month to shrink.
Yes, sir. Yes. It will fibrose within 3 to 4 weeks. So it is the time required for that fibrosis. And you have to use proper energy and proper joules for that pile mass according to size of the pile mass. In 2nd and 3rd degree, you have to use 250 to 300 joules. If you have not, you have used less energy, then it will not regress properly.
Dr. Vandana Goel wants to mute on her mic.
Dr.
Yes.
Praveen
Unmute.
Patil, till that time you ask question. Dr. Praveen.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Alok sir.
Good afternoon, Praveen ji. बोलिए.
What I want to ask is many times when we take the fistula patient on the table, we see there are the secondary tracts or the blind tracts, you know, or
Yes,
the cavities are there, intersphincteric cavities are there, or transphincteric cavities are there, or secondary tracts are there. So you are using laser for deepithelialization of the tracts.
Yes.
So how you deepithelize the cavities, because we can't introduce the laser fibers in the cavities and all the secondary blind tracts. So how you do that?
If there is cavity, then I will open some part of the distal part of the tract.
Okay.
Then it will drain naturally. But by laser fiber, you cannot ablate the complete cavity. If there is a mature tract, then you will ablate or deepithelize the tract. But in cavity, you have to drain.
When there is the mature tract, we see the long blind tracts are also there. Mature blind tracts are there. So how you deepithelize that tracts? Forget about the cavities, but blind secondary tracts, is it possible to deepithelize that blind tracts with laser?
Yes, if you have treated internal opening properly. Yes. If you have treated internal opening properly, then it will collapse naturally. But we are using taking additional benefit of diode laser to deepithelize the mature tract. For deepithelization, we have to use 10 joules per second, that is 100 joules per centimeter. We have to ablate that tract.
My question is, yes sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. आप खत्म करिए, बोलिए.
My question is how you put that fiber, the radial fiber, in the secondary tract, because that fiber will go straight.
Yes.
If there is a second tract which is going cranially upwards, then how you can put that fiber in that secondary tract, or you leave it for drainage?
Suppose we have done MRI. If we are knowing branches, then we will open at the junction of that point, or we are coring up to that level, and then we will pass the fiber.
Okay. I get it. Okay.
Dr. Praveen Patil and Dr. Alok Gupta.
Yes, sir.
What I would put a few words regarding this topic only is when Praveen Patil said that there are additional branches or some tracks blindly ending. In my opinion, such cases should be evaluated very correctly before taking the patient on operating table, number one. Even in my experience, and I have faced few cases where MRI failed to detect such blind ending tracks and such branches also. And only clinical evaluation and evaluation after anesthetizing patient on table helped me for detecting such branches. Otherwise, it is very easy to miss these branches, number one. Number two, every other these technologically developed equipment, they have their limitations. And laser also has got their limitations. As Dr. Alok correctly said, that if there is a cavity, I will have to deal with the cavity and lay open the cavity, either simply with the knife or with laser, either or the choice is surgeons. But evaluation is very important, number one. Suppose if we miss such branch at all, in a way, but if you take proper care of anal gland, which is the origin, that is internal opening, if it is taken care, then these tracts, they collapse and they heal there on their own. So a surgeon needs to combine his skill and other instruments also while treating such difficult cases. Dr. Praveen, I think such cases happen more in recurrent fistulas. That's what I feel, all complicated fistula. That's it.
Complex. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right.
Very nicely.
Thank you.
Alok sir,
Yes.
one question from a lot of newcomers, new practitioners, that give the preferable choice, means means in first which instrument should be made available in our OT. After
Yes,
that instrument, which would be the second choice instrument, which would be the third choice instrument. I know all instruments have their beauty and their limitation,
Limitation.
but still in the preference list, which instrument you will suggest to be get available in first number, second number, and third number, and the benefit of that first number instrument and second number instrument. Please.
Yes, yes. I have also faced lots of problem. I have invested lots of money by buying all the instruments, but
Yes.
yes, to solve the difficulty of new budding proctologist, I have designed one machine which is all-in-one for newcomers. So I will not disclose the name of that company, but that machine is containing monopolar, bipolar, vessel sealer, and RF procto. 4 functions are there in that machine. So if you have purchased that machine, you will not need any other machines, advanced machine. You can perform all the procedure by that machine. So that machine is vessel sealer machine. In that machine, I have added some other functions also. So if you can purchase that machine, you will get all the results and all the procedure you can perform by that machine.
Great.
By separate, if we want to separate numbering, so you can purchase radio frequency machine first. You have to purchase radio frequency machine first. Lots of people are thinking that radio frequency machine and electrocautery is the same, but in electrocautery, temperature rise up to 750 to 800 degrees centigrade, but in radio frequency machine, temperature rises up to 60 to 100 degrees centigrade only. And radio frequency machine, they are used frequencies about 200, 2000 above megahertz, and in cautery machine, they are below the 2000 megahertz, and adjacent tissue damage is more in electrocautery than radio frequency machine. So I will prefer radio frequency machine first. If you are not having so fund, so you can purchase radio frequency machine first.
Do it require a experienced hand to, if he had that much experience to do the proctology practice, but to operate the radio frequency, do he require more expertise, and or a plain proctologist can handle that radio frequency machine?
It is very versatile machine. It is very easy to handle, and by less experience, anybody can use that machine
As a cautery.
as a cautery. But that machine is having 4 facilities: cutting, coagulation, and fulguration also.
Just last question. Second choice of instrument after radio frequency? Diode?
Diode laser.
Great.
Diode laser.
Gaju sir, I have tried Vandana madam to unmute, but he had muted from herself. Any another question from your side?
Which one better method to de-epithelialization of fistula tract, laser or Kshar Sutra? Deepu Sukumar.
Great, good question.
क्या बोला गजानन जी?
Which one better method to de-epithelialization of fistula tract, laser or Kshar Sutra?
Laser or Kshar Sutra. If you are treated internal opening properly, then laser will be the better, because Agni Karma is Shrestha than Kshar Karma, Sushruta has told us. And practically, I am experienced, laser is better.
Only addition, Dr. Alok, is
Yes,
Kshar
sir.
Sutra is very economical, laser
Yes.
is expensive.
Expensive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Anyone from our proctologists want to share their experience regarding this new gadget, they can please raise their hands.
Yes, yes. They can also share their views and
Yes,
experience.
yes. But regarding the gadgets only.
Alok.
DLPL. DLPL.
Distal laser proximal Kshar Sutra.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can be.
Dr. Arun Singh is there.
Sir. Myself, Dr. Arun Singh from Varanasi.
Please,
Yes.
sir.
From Varanasi. I am doing laser treatment for in proctology since 1 year. But in initial phase, I faced so much problem during management of hemorrhoids. When we use the bare fiber for treatment of hemorrhoid and go in submucous region, then sometimes they more bleed and get more big mass. So we do the application of that area. But after doing 10 to 15 hemorrhoidopexy by type of sequences. In one case, I got a perianal abscess formation after hemorrhoidopexy by laser. This is my experience, and treated by only by IND of that area, intersymmetric space. And secondly, I tried the laser therapy in treatment of fistula nano by ablation of the whole tract and ligation of internal opening. But initial phase that was failed. And I am at present, I am comfortable with the make a window in transhypnotic fistula or any other kind of cases. And then proximal case should be treated with the Kshar Sutra, and that takes only 3 to 4 sitting for the Kshar change. And distal part, when treated by laser, it gives very good result, and patient have very nearly no scar, and patient is very comfortable. Because a long track when treated by Kshar Sutra, it takes more time for the patient multiple visit to the hospital. This is my experience, sir.
Great, sir. Great. Good.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Dr. Ajit. Dr. Solanke, sir, do you want to add some?
No, I think as I said earlier about the laser stands to what Dr. Arun Singh shared his views on that is, and while using laser, what Dr. Alok demonstrated in the video is ligating the base of the Peyer's pedicle is very important. And beginners, please do that first. That will be the safest method. I think if you tie the base of the hemorrhoidal artery first and then you go on using these gadgets, then you will not face any other hemorrhage complications, etc.
Yeah. Dr. Ajit?
Yeah,
Yes.
with this laser, as our discussion is going on, as our Acharya said that Yojakas Tatra Durlabhaha, we have many gadgets in our hand. बहुत सारे शस्त्र हमारे हाथ में होते हैं, लेकिन कौन से टाइम पे कौन सा शस्त्र यूज करना है. Just like Dr. Praveen asked, how do you tackle that secondary cavities or tracts with the help of laser? As per my view, if you are treating fistula there is no limitation for any gadget. You should combine the procedure with the help of your gadgets. If you have laser, just many people are doing DLPL, distal laser and proximal ligation, or many of our surgeons are using Kshar Sutra there also. Many of surgeons are using fistulotomy for proximal portion is also, or that window method is performing. Just fistula is not a disease which is curable by only one method. If we combine the techniques, we can minimize the time, we can minimize the pain of the patient, and we can give the excellent results. That's very precise procedure, and one should have take the proper proper
choice of instrument.
Training. What do I mind saying? Training. One should have take proper training before using any gadgets. That's all.
Yes. Dr. Praveen?
If you ask me which is the better gadget or which is the best gadget for the fistula operation, then I will say the monopolar cautery, because this is the only instrument which can deal with this with all types of fistulas. Say many times we are seeing there are the high intersphincteric fistula. We can't do anything with laser or anything. We have to just pour out from inside. We have to inject the methylene blue, then go up and then pour out. We can take care of that intersphincteric fistula. Those are going upwards, cranially upwards. Though high intersphincteric fistula can deal only with monopolar cautery. Second thing, the simple fistula we can lay open with, you can do the fistulotomy with monopolar cautery. Say when there are the transsphincteric fistula, say complex fistula, or with the branches, as I have said earlier, we can core it very easily and do the sphincter repair afterwards. Again, when we are going for the suprasphincteric fistula, then we can go up to the sphincter, up to the deep external sphincter. We can core up to at that level, and then we can put Kshar Sutra, or we can lay open with all the sphincters, and then we can reconstruct it. So, in my opinion, the monopolar cautery is the best gadget for fistula treatment.
Can't you replace that monopolar with radio frequency, Ajit, Praveen?
No. See, one thing I have noticed, when we are compared the monopolar cautery with radio frequency, the coagulation is very less with radio frequency.
Yes.
Very less with radio frequency.
I agree.
We need, and the charring is
more.
So when we are doing, if there is charring, there is no problem. But if there is no coagulation, we can't core high upward because there is a bleeding. So monopolar cautery is always better. Nobody in the world is doing that high intersphincteric fistula without radio frequency.
Yes.
So monopolar cautery is always better while dealing with the high intersphincteric fistula. I have done many cases. So the patient with angioplasty, they are on aspirin and on clopidogrel. I have not stopped it, and I have still operated with monopolar cautery. The beauty of the monopolar cautery is unquestionable while treating the fistula or while we are coring the fistula. That is my opinion.
Yes, you are right. But more of the time it happens that we assume that monopolar cautery is by default it is an instrument of OT, and we think about the other instrument other than monopolar. It is considered monopolar. It's a by default instrument.
Again, it comes on the skill of the surgeon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depends.
How the surgeon is operating.
Upon skill of the surgeon.
Alok sir.
Yes. Actually, we are thinking overall proctology. In overall proctology, you should prefer radio frequency. And even you can use in radio frequency, there is one mode, cut and coagulation mode. And I am happy in that mode. I am also doing supralevator and suprasphincteric fistula by radio frequency, and I am happy, and I am getting bloodless field in that instrument also. So it is
which mode you are using, sir?
Cut and coagulation mode.
Cut and coagulation
mode. 50-50.
You feel RF is better. The cut and coagulation mode of RF is better for coagulation than the monopolar cautery.
Praveen, I too agree with Alok sir that RF is better, or it's a good instrument for to operate in supralevator also.
Yes,
Alok,
yes.
sorry, Praveen, mostly depends
Ah.
upon which machine or which company machines.
Yeah, exactly.
I am using Elman machine.
Elman.
Yeah, American machine it is.
Yeah,
International.
Elman RF.
Elman
Well,
RF.
Well frequency.
No, it is 3.8 megahertz.
Okay.
But
3.8.
Praveen, I agree with you that those who are using monopolar from their basic surgical period, they prefer monopolar other than radio frequency. I definitely agree with you. If any surgeon is using monopolar from his initial period, it's difficult for him to, because it's a fast, cutting is also fast,
Yes,
coagulation
fast.
is fast with
Yes,
the
yes.
monopolar. With radio frequency, it has a time is it takes more time to cut and coagulate.
I will add from my side only one or two things into this discussion. Is
Yep.
Always remember that every surgeon and proctologist in particular, we develop a comfort zone in using a particular instrument. And there are reasons and logics behind developing this comfort zone. Is you get better result, you are well with use of that particular machine, and that's why you favor that particular machine. What is important is, by monopolar cautery, you are using electric current, and electric current travels in the tissue. Where you touch upon, beyond that the current travels. That is not the case with the radio frequency. That is not the case with the laser. So you have to be very precise and judicious while using where the electric current is being used in the operative procedure. And here in radio frequency, as Dr. Alok nicely explained that, and laser, how the heat travels. And if you operate a patient of recurrence, where previously the cautery was used, be a monopolar or bipolar cautery, then you will see how far the fibrosis has traveled post-operatively over a period of time, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, whatever period of time it takes for recurrence, be in general surgery or proctology surgery, you will realize that fibrosis has traveled means current had traveled that far, and it caused the inflammation subsequently in normal healthy tissue. So you need to be very judicious, and favoring a particular instrument by a surgeon, as I said, develops because he develops a particular type of a comfort zone by using it. Isn't it, Dr. Praveen?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes. Agree with you.
Yeah. Next.
Gajanan sir, next question.
बघतोय क्वेश्चन जास्त नाही करता.
So Alok sir, a take-home message for
Why perineal abscess form in some patients of hemorrhoids?
Which abscess?
Perineal abscess.
In which patient?
Perineal abscess.
No, Dr. Dharve, you said perineal develops in which patient?
In some patients of hemorrhoids.
Post-operative.
Yeah.
Okay. So question is, Dr. Alok, why abscess develops in as a complication post-hemorrhoidectomy by any method?
By using which instrument?
Ajay Sarangpure. Better to ask directly question with, sorry. Open his mic.
Dr. Ajay, you unmute from yourself and you can ask the question directly. Dr. Ajay?
Mostly in laser.
Mostly in laser, huh?
Suppose, yes, Dr. Ajay, you can ask question.
Hello, sir.
Dr. Ajay.
सर ऍक्च्युली आमच्या इकडे थोडस लेझरनी बरेचसे पेशंट ऑपरेट केलेले आहेत, तर त्यामध्ये कसं आहे की पेरियनल ऍब्सेस फॉर्म भरपूर झालेत सध्याच्या कंडिशन मध्ये 3-4 महिन्यांमध्ये. माझा नेहमी क्वेश्चन हाच राहायचा की पेरियनल ऍब्सेस का बरं फॉर्म होतं. माझ्या सोबतचे जे जनरल सर्जन आहे त्यांचे पण काही केसेस झाले, तर वाय पेरियनल ऍब्सेस फॉर्म्स ते
बरोबर. एक तर काय एनर्जी डिलिव्हर जास्त केली असेल त्याच्यामुळे कसं सपोरेशन झालं तिकडे, म्युकोजा जे आहे ते ओव्हर बर्न झालं, तिथे सेकंडरी इन्फेक्शन म्हणून ऍक्सेस फॉर्म झाले.
ओके
है ना. तर प्रॉपर एनर्जी यूज करा. मी हेच सांगितलं की फर्स्ट डिग्री मध्ये 150 जूल, सेकंड डिग्री मध्ये 200.
Excuse me, Dr. Alok. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
There is demand of using English or Hindi language because there are people participating outside Maharashtra.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Ajay,
yes,
you should use proper energy. In first degree or second degree, you should use 150 joules per pile mass. In third degree, you should use 200 joules. and in a third or above third you can use 300 up to 300 joules, and you should give proper antibiotic coverage for minimum 7 to 10 days. If you are not giving that much days antibiotics, then there may be possibility of secondary infection and development of perianal abscess. You have to take post-op care also.
Can I add something?
Yes, you can.
Proper sterilization has to be required of fiber.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly due to that also abscess has to be formed.
Maybe sir, actually sterilization proper नहीं होने के कारण ही होता होगा,
क्योंकि ये
कि
जो
जनरली का
अभी कुछ
स्टर्लियम से
ऐसे
यूज करते हैं.
राइट तो ETO sterilization लगता है इसको basically.
ETO, you should do ETO. Otherwise, Dr. Ajay.
हाँ sir.
You can cut the tip of the fiber in every time.
बट वो जाएगा ही ना सर अंदर उसके साथ में. फाइबर का सम पोर्शन तो अंदर ही जाएगा ना.
नहीं, टिप प्रीवियस सर्जरी में जितना टिप आपने यूज करे हुआ है ना, उसको एक्सरसाइज करना. मैं वैसा ही करता हूँ. स्टरलाइजेशन तो अपन उसको ETO करो या जो भी चीज करो है ना, स्टरलियम से हम क्लीन कर लेते हैं और साइडेक्स में उसको सोक करके रखते हैं. तो
सेम प्रॉब्लम नागपुर के एक सर्जन के पास रिकरेंस ये हो रहा था एक्सेस का. तो शायद उसने उस टाइम पे ये किया था कि जब से उसने स्टरलाइजेशन जो है तो ETO से स्टार्ट किया, उसके बाद में वो प्रॉब्लम उसको आया नहीं.
इसमें बेटर मैं बताऊं क्या, थोड़ा प्री ऑप में आप उनको एंटीबायोटिक या तो गट स्टेरिलाइजर जो रिफैक्सिमिन अपन यूज करते हैं वो प्रायरली आप चालू करिए. इंट्रा ऑप वहाँ पे आप एनल वॉश अच्छी तरह सैवलॉन से या तो बेटाडीन से करिए. ठीक है ना, म्यूकोजा को आप अच्छी तरह वॉश कर लीजिए. उसके बाद आपका टिप ऑफ द फाइबर वो आप थोड़ा लेजर चालू कर लीजिए पहले, तो ऑटोमेटिक स्टरलाइज भी हो जाता है. वो पहले प्रीवियसली आप काट लीजिए और उसको प्रॉपर स्टरलाइजेशन के लिए थोड़ा लेजर रेज आप पास कर दीजिए, तो ड्यू टू हीट वो स्टरलाइज ही हो जाता है वैसा भी. और उसके बाद पोस्ट ऑफ केयर प्रॉपर एंटीबायोटिक, लोकल ऑइंटमेंट, सीड बाथ, ये सभी चीजें जरूरी है. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि एब्सेस, हाँ स्फिंक्टरोटॉमी में पेशेंट क्रॉस होते हैं सबम्यूकस एब्सेस के या पेरिनल एब्सेस के, उसमें थोड़े कुछ परसेंटेज में होता है, पर पाइल्स में मेरे तो अभी तक कोई क्रॉस नहीं हुआ. ठीक है ना.
Which laser should be used? Why?
Alok sir.
हाँ बोलिए ना.
I want to add with your explanation, as you have correctly explained that the proper energy, proper joule should be administered, but we should not close to the mucosa while you are doing laser hemorrhoidoplasty. We should not be very close to the mucosa. That is important thing. Again, just you said that in sphincterotomy, not in very few cases, but most of the surgeons are facing this problem, perianal abscesses, because the internal sphincter, lower internal sphincter is very close to the mucosa. And while dividing the fibers or doing the sphincterolysis of the fibers, many of puncturing the mucosa or burning the mucosa. That's why there are chances of perianal abscesses. Not only these proctologists, but in modern surgeons are also facing the same problem. This is, again, I am insisting on this, that this is very precise procedure. One should have to develop his own skills on that machine. That's all.
If time permit, can I show sphincterotomy, close sphincterotomy by laser?
Yes, Yunus sir.
कितना लंबा है?
सर देख रहा हूँ मैं, शॉर्ट ही रहेगा,
बहुत ही छोटा है.
Yeah. If it is a few minutes, then I think participants should be benefited with video.
तब तक ये क्वेश्चन, which laser should be used by proctologist? 980 or 1470?
If possible, 1470.
Right, correct. Is nitrous oxide cryogun being used these days? If yes, its benefits and limitation.
Cryo method के benefits और limitation?
नहीं. Is nitrous oxide cryogun being used these days? अभी इस ऐसे में यूज करते हैं क्या? If yes,
नहीं, it is not. हाँ वीडियो मिल गया है, मैं अभी शेयर करता हूँ.
I think cryosurgery with nitrous oxide has become obsolete nowadays. Nobody is using it.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. सर 2 मिनट में वीडियो शेयर कर रहा हूँ मैं स्क्रीन पे.
Yeah, sure. We are waiting.
ओके.
Just to remind the participant that on Saturday we have Dr. Arun Rajanoshokal will be with us, and his topic is anal fistula, pattern and operation options. On Saturday 4:30, and on Sunday we have Amar Dwivedi sir, integrated proctology. So please make sure you are scheduled to attend these 2 webinars. Dr. Arun Rajanoshokal is a pioneer in the left procedure, and from that only the other procedure like a slough and window procedure. After that, such procedures have more modified. But the pioneer for this left procedure, Dr. Arun Rajanoshokal, he will be with us on Saturday 4:30 p.m. and the topic will be anal fistula, pattern and his operative options.
Sir, run करूं
Please,
video?
sir. Please, please.
सर देखिए इंटरस्पिंक्टरिक स्पेस में से अपन प्रोब पास कर रहे हैं अभी, और राउंड अबाउट 80 to 100 जूल्स एनर्जी पास करने से इंटरस्पिंक्टोटॉमी हो जाएगी, लैटरल इंटरनल स्पिंक्टोटॉमी. जो रिमेनिंग फाइबर्स हमें ऐसा लगता है कि पूरे फाइबर कट नहीं हुए हैं, तो बाय फिंगर अपन स्पिंक्टोलाइसिस कर देते हैं.
It is a closed and very precise blind procedure. It requires a precise hand or your experience. Very nice, sir. Dr. Solunki, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, as you correctly said, it's a blind procedure and close sphincterotomy, and should be done with a precise knowledge. And as Dr. Alok had put his index finger first to palpate the sphincter, and with exactly near or beyond the enoderm, he had pierced with the laser beam and done the sphincter fiber excision. And if you are not satisfied, he said correctly that you cause the sphincter lysis with the finger, as heat is created there with the laser, and immediately sphincter lysis is possible by doing that. So yes, sphincterotomy can be achieved with this procedure, and with minimum opening and minimum pain post-operatively.
Great. Gajanan sir, any more questions?
No questions.
One thing can I add in this procedure?
Please, sir.
From where you have take incision or you have passed the probe, you have to press that place up to minimum 3 to 5 minutes, because there may be possibility of formation of hematoma, and in hematoma secondary infection can occur and perineal abscess can occur. So if you press at that place properly, then it will not occur. Okay, thank you.
Should I conclude? Hello?
Yeah, I think Dr. Girish Daga, please go ahead for conclusion.
Yes, I have my colleague Dr. Sandeep Dhakne. He had done his MS and he is practicing at Ambad. It is in Jalna district. I request Dr. Sandeep Dhakne to please give vote of thanks. Dr. Sandeep.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Myself, Dr. Sandeep Dakne. It's my privilege to give a vote of thanks for today's lecture. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Alok Gupta sir for giving such wonderful and experience-based lecture on such untouched but essential area of our proctology. Sir has done a devoted work in innovative and experimental proctology procedures such as the levatorplasty and the sacral fixation of posterior wall of the rectum and many more such like things. I would like to extend my thanks to our today's panelist, Dr. Solanki sir, for sharing his views and his experiences regarding the today's topic. And last but not least, a very big thanks to all the participants who present and boost the energy to our organizing team and NIMA Proctology Society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandeep. So, with warm wishes to all, I conclude today's session with the due permission of Dr. Yunus Solanki sir. And again, remind you all that please make your schedule to attend Saturday's lecture of Dr. Arun Rajanashopal, Anal Fistula Pattern and its operative options. Dr. Gajanand Dadve, should I conclude, end this session?
Yeah.
Alok sir?
Yes, Girish. Yes.
Solanki sir, good evening. Bye, sir.
Good evening. Bye. Very good session. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.